Hey all, welcome to what's going to be a bonus video each week for the rest of December. I hadn't originally planned on doing this because I'm actually getting close to starting a new job, but something happened. I know it made the national news, but I don't know if everyone heard, so I just want to talk about it really quick and how it inspired me. On Saturday, November 19th, in my hometown of Colorado Springs, about a 30-minute drive from where I live, there was a lethal shooting at a local gay club called Club Q. I don't talk about it a ton on the channel. I haven't yet, at least, but I am part of the LGBTQIA. I've been asexual I've known I was asexual and been out about it for years. I recently, for the past 6 months or so, have been exploring my gender identity, and I'm currently go by non-binary as I go through that process. And this hits really close to home. Club Q is where I first saw Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's a place a bunch of my friends have gone, and it could have been any of them there, and that's terrifying. And there's a ton we don't know about that. I don't want to get into guessing or blaming anyone when we don't know everything, but I did know that I wanted to do something this season to help. So for the rest of this month, up until the end of the year, I'll be adding a video on Saturdays that will be LGBTQIA themed, starting with this one. And alongside that, I'm going to be starting a fundraiser campaign to donate just whatever money my little tiny channel can raise to the Trevor Foundation. The Trevor Project is a project for offering suicide prevention helpline to LGBTQ plus youths who are in a rough place, and helping prevent suicide and give them some counseling and guidance, even if it needs to be in secret and hidden from their parents. So this will be going on every Saturday until December 31st. So please, instead of, I'll still mention these in the videos because a lot of them are pre-recorded, but instead of liking or subscribing or leaving a comment, how about this 1 month, if you would like my content or if you just feel like giving, please click the link below in every video this month and consider donating whatever you can comfortably give. You know, not anything that'll leave you destitute, just so we can help provide some counseling for people who might be scared in this moment. And if that's not your bag, please consider donating to a charity that is something you care about. But thanks for your time, and we'll get started on this video. See you there. Hello out there, and welcome to Gone Home. I'm Eric, and this is Perspective Gaming. And Gone Home is another one of these really good games I've played before, and I wanted to share with an audience who maybe hadn't played it yet. Because I'm assuming some people maybe haven't played it yet, I'm not going to go really heavy on the details, but basically all you need to know from the start is we're playing as a young woman who's returning home. And not everything's as it seems. I don't want to go into a lot more than that, but here we are. This is kind of going to fill in a gap in my recording schedule, so I'm not sure exactly when it's going to come out, but I know that there's going to be a gap, so in my release schedule. So we're just doing something familiar to fill in.
Hi, Mom. So I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight. But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really, seriously, you don't have to. Okay, so, love you. See you soon. Bye.
June 7th, 1995, 1:15 a.m. Whoa, whoa! Oh my god, mouse sensitivity. That's still high, but I can deal with it. Ooh-wee. Okay, no, I can't deal with that. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's still so sensitive, even at minimum. Okay, we're gonna have to move gingerly. Mouse or left shift. Interesting. Katie, I'm sorry I can't be there to see you, but it's impossible. Please, please, please don't go digging around trying to find out where I am. I don't want Mom and Dad crossed out anyone to know. We'll see each other again someday. Don't be worried. I love you, Sam. Nothing to worry about with that message. So we look under the Christmas duck and we find the house key. And we can go inside. Can I take my bags with me? No. Yeesh. Oh, Lord. Oh. It's an indoor porch. Close the door behind us. Make a mess. Directions to work from new house. Left on Crabtree, right on Bullhorn. Exit onto 47 North, right on to 202 East. Entrance right past the main road. Travel time, 1 hour and 10 minutes? Whew. So yeah, we are here, and it doesn't seem like anyone is home. Author magazine, Stephen King, get published, The Secret. How 20 top authors conquer it. So, there's a million little things to explore. Oh my. It's a phone. It sure is a phone. It's a phone.
Sam. Sam. Hello? Sam!
Sam, Daniel from the old neighborhood called.
Where are you? Really? I need to talk to you. Please be there.
Hi, Mom. So I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight. But don't worry, I'll get...
Okay, that's the one we started with. You guys can contemplate what we heard there. Sam, Daniel from the old neighborhood called. He wants to come by and see the new house. Call him back. Mom, Daniel is a total weirdo. The only reason I ever hung out with him in the first place was he had a Nintendo when we were little. There we are. Kinda creepy family. Sam, Kate, Jan, and Terry. Welcome, new student. We hope that you're excited about your first day at Goodfellow High School as we are. Please bring to school the following with your first day of classes so that you can get right into the swing of things. Sturdy folder with pockets for each of your 6 class periods, 1-line notebook per period, or 1 large notebook, etc., etc., etc. Everything brought except a positive attitude not checked out. Please remember to get plenty of sleep the night before and be ready for first bell to ring at 8 a.m. Please see you soon, and again, welcome. Beth Valance, Principal.
Oh my god. You are so lucky you finished high school before we moved into this house. So, it's the first day of school, and there I am, introducing myself to the class, and I say that I just moved into the house on Arbor Hill. All of a sudden, every kid in the room turns and just stares like I suddenly transformed into a mutant. I just stood there, wishing pretty hard for a rewind button. Because now maybe nobody knows my name, but they all know who I am. The Psycho House Girl. Great.
Day of school added to backpack. Paris. Hi, Mom, Dad, and Sam. I'm in Paris. I've done many Parisian things, including eating le petit déjeuner. That was horrible, and I'm not going to try again. And wearing a beret. I'm going to have lots of film to develop when I get back. Sam, I'm bringing you back something from the Shakespeare Book Company, since you're my favorite sister. Love you all, Katie. So we are Katie. Sam is our sister, and we have a mom and a dad. Good stuff to know. 1 Arbor Hill. Weird. Picture of somebody with pink hair and military uniform. Spinning. Lord. I'd forgotten that that was the thing. Man, it's a dark house. I sure hope that's not some sort of foreboding warning of things to come. Eat that, chair. Killing of JFK, a theory. You've seen the movie Discover the Truth. Pioneer CLD D703 combination laserdisc compact disc player, $1,000. Remote with backlight, double-sided, etc., etc. Digital slow motion, freeze frame, last frame memory, twin converters. They say a jack of all trades is a master of none. I have to disagree. Mastery is not a question of specialization, but sureness of purpose and dedication to craft. If you happen to be in the market for a combination LD-CD player, you'll be glad to know that Pioneer seems to share this particular... You can do better. What if JFK wasn't JFK? JFK movement. Rearing binder. Yeah. More lights. Waste all the power. So, if you haven't been able to figure it out yet, this is a game with a lot of environmental storytelling. So a lot of it's just going to be what we read, what we see, all that kind of stuff. So this would be a great episode if you're watching it and you're interested to leave little things you notice, stories that seem interconnected, all that kind of stuff. It can be really important. Terrence Greenbrier. Does the entire electrical system meet local codes? Yes. Are there any different deficiencies which need correcting? Unclear. If yes, describe in detail. Wiring in house is technically up to safety and amperage requirements. However, multiple layers of wiring have been added into structure over the last 100 years. Frequently unpredictable. Lights blink out for no clear reason. Pressure on floorboards and door frames disrupts circuits wired directly behind the surface. Properly reworking the electrical system would be highly disruptive to the walls, floors, and fixtures of the structure. After discussing with Mr. Greenbrier, since there are no current safety concerns, issues will not be addressed. Black Cat Electrical Company. Yep. lightning flashes. Tissue box. Grab Dad's second book. The Accidental Pariah. Message from our future: save the president's life once, but within the next 24 hours there will be another attempt and the lines of communication are down. James Bond for today's audience. Compelling, a thriller worth its salt. Gosh, Dad. Sorry for being kind of quiet this time around. There's not a ton. It's kind of a good experience game. Stranger Under My Roof, the #1 best-selling advice book for parents and teens. The teen years are fraught with change of all types: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. But these changes don't just affect your teen. Your teen's turbulent years are a challenge for parents as well. Maybe your biggest challenge yet. It holds insights into your teen's behavior from the very beginning up through the end of teen years as he or she enters young adulthood. Practical strategies, well-tested principles, etc., etc. How exciting! And by that I mean, yuck. Dear Terrence, David asked me to write you regarding the reviews we've been submitting for the last few months. Frankly, they're becoming more trouble than they're worth from an editing standpoint. There's a word limit. It's your job to stay under it, not mine to cut back to it. Even then, it's becoming harder and harder to weed out the tangents and non sequiturs from the usable copy without heavy rewrites. The readers of Home Theater Aficionado want to hear about quality and value of the hardware, not ruminations on your childhood. If it were up to me, I wouldn't be writing this letter. I'd just be cutting you loose. There's tons of guys half your age who would take half your rate to write stuff I could actually use. But David's known you a long time and he's the boss, so I'm giving you one more shot of his say-so. You should write him a nice note thanking him for his patience and generosity. Look through your old stuff and start submitting reviews like that again. Then everybody will be happy. 0451. Interesting. Yeah, it's just a quieter game. 0451. Dear Mr. Mason, please find and close your original document. A typed copy of your records, notarized copy, has been filled at our offices. Will and testaments. Declare the following shall be passing. I declare I'm a lifelong resident of this county. I'm unmarried and have no children. I declare that I have no outstanding debts in my name to any creditors, living or dead. I hereby bequeath every item of value which I may die possessed, including the dwelling surrounding Acre and Arbor Hill, as well as any and all personal property in the mentioned accounts of my nephew, Terrence L. Greenbrier, Jr. of Ellis County. In the event that said Terrence L. Greenbrier, Jr. should predecease me, then in such event I bequeath it shall fall to the same as bequeathed his children, as ordered by age and competence as stewards of the estate. I subscribe my name to this will, and written out. Okay, so it looks like we only recently inherited this big mansion-y house that's old and has outdated wiring from not long ago. Hey, are you the new girl, Sam? I'm Tommy. I'm at the back behind. You wave if you get this and write back. Hi, Tommy. Yes, I'm Samantha, and this is new. And yes, I'm new. What's this? What's up? I just thought since you were new, maybe you could use a friend. I don't have a lot of friends either, and so I thought I'd ask if you don't mind. Do you mind? No, I don't mind. What did you want to ask? Was it just your uncle who went psycho, or does it run in the family? Crumpled and torn up. Girl Scout role model.
This is a severe weather warning.
I'm actually gonna. I remembered having seen someone play this not too long ago. That all of the music in this game is copyrighted, and I don't want to deal with that. So these are real songs. These are the actual titles of songs, Role Model and Girl Scout, from around 95. That's probably enough information for you to look them up and find them if you want to. They're probably all going to be something in the punk rock genre, based on what I know about the game. Terry, hey man, how you been? I know you're a published author and everything now, but my editor as a hi-fi aficionado has too much review work to go around, and he's looking for another freelancer. Naturally, I thought of you. You were saying in your last letter how much of a pain it's been trying to find a publisher for your latest work with literature, and writing stereo reviews is dead simple. Sit at home with a glass of scotch, listen to some records, and write up how it sounds. And then get paid. I've included some issues of the mag to use as examples. If you're interested, send some samples to my editor, and tell him you're an old college chum of mine. Your old college chum Mike sent you. Here's the address. Do it, Mike. Accidental savior. John Russell knows that the president's life hangs in the balance, but who will believe him? So it seems like Dad, I think. Terry, yeah, Terry should be Dad. Terry was writing JFK thriller books. Kind of like some of the Stephen King stuff that exists out there. And, whoa! Finding some success and then maybe less success. No pizza. Oh my god, audiovisual cables.
Flood conditions are expected at lower
Sam
elevation.
thought this might help. Dad, Making Friends Even When You're... by Philip Ackerman. Feeling lonely? It's a piece of cake to make friends. Never worry about having friends to spend time with. This book will teach you to make friends even when you're shy.
You know that feeling where the first moment you see someone, it's like they have a big gold star around them, and you have to get to know them? Well, there's this girl. I think she's a senior. She's usually dressed kind of punk, but sometimes I see her in this, army uniform, and she's always drawing in this notebook, looking so intense. I had no idea how I would ever, have an excuse to talk to her. Till I noticed she and her friends hang out and play Street Fighter at the 7-Eleven every day after school.
Coaster? Mug on coaster. It's Mom's old work mug. Mug on coaster.
This is a severe
Fine.
weather warning. The Northwest
I give.
Weather Service reports high winds and
Hi, Terry. Enclosed, please find a Pioneer CLDD 703 unit with remote and cables. We need a half-page review for October issue, so it gives out about 2 weeks for us to get the copy out for edit. Standard stuff like you gave us on the CLDD 502. It's a combi player, so it should take, etc., etc. It's a work request. From the Hi-Fi magazine. Let's turn that off. Now this was interesting. We'll couch fort with a Hauntings and Poltergeists by Leonard O'Rourke book. Find out the truth behind stories that were familiar even to our pagan ancestors. Our pagan ancestors! Discover how to tell a hoax from a genuine haunting, how to categorize and understand strange phenomena you might encounter. Learn about unhappy spirits and share the earth with us, and what they can teach us about our connection with the natural world. A Dogwood paperback. Interesting. Ooh, hello. Bratmobile. I love that this game is so many little details buried in everything. It is just everywhere. You can find little story bits that you can, look at this. Dear Miss Greenbrier, I would like to talk with you about the stories that Samantha has been writing lately. They are what I would expect from the little boys in class, which, along with a few other tendencies I have observed, brings me a bit of a concern. Please call to schedule a parent-teacher meeting at your earliest convenience. Thank you, Karen Brown. The Heaven at the Edge of the World. Samantha Greenbrier, grade 2. Stories, The Turtle People, Part 1. Captain Allegra looked off in the ocean. It went on forever, so it seemed. Someday she would find the edge and get to the paradise there. Then she heard a cannon fire. Boom, it was the Black Pirate ship. She yelled, "I thought we lost them at Horse Island." The first mate said, "It looks like you thought too soon." The black ship came up along the side. Captain Black himself came out of the deck of the black ship. He yelled to Captain Allegra, "You never gonna find the edge." There ain't no paradise and your father were a liar. Captain Allegra yelled back, then why did you keep following us, you imbecile? The first mate yelled out, we'll stop you, Captain Black. We'll find the edge of the world and you'll see her father was no liar. The battle kept going until Captain Allegra's ship got away. Now west, she said, and the ship sailed towards sunset. So what do you guys think? Why was the teacher concerned that a second grader would write a story like that and it's more like a boy's story? Many of you might not have been around in the 90s, which this obviously takes place in, which means it would have been even before that, maybe the 80s or something. But just think about it. Something to question as we go along. Need more light. It's so dark in here. Whoa! Light switch? There we go. Pull string light switch. Ooh, lots of copies of the book. That might not be a good sign. Samantha, please give this to your mother. Janice, thank you for having Danny over to your new home. He's missed having his friend Samantha in the neighborhood very much. Danny asked if he could lend Samantha his Nintendo Street Fighting tape, and I gave my permission. He needs to spend less time with those games anyway. No hurry returning it. Let Samantha know that she is welcome back to our house anytime.
When you live in one place your whole life, your next door neighbor is kind of like your default friend. And Daniel only got weirder over the years. So moving away has been a good excuse to, not see him anymore. But he did always have the good Nintendo games. Maybe I'll give him a call.
Reproductive system worksheet 6. Menstrual cycle. I am produced in the testicles. All right. The menstrual cycle, a novella. The early morning of September 1st, 1939, Essa Glatz stares at the window of the train as it travels from Vienna back to her home village of Wellen in Poland. As the train rumbles along, the sun rises over the countryside. She can only think of her dear Borislav, the boy she is engaged to wed. Meanwhile, deep in her guts, an ovum starts to develop. Essa's train approaches its destination. Her heart races. The lining of her uterus gets thick and soft. As Essa steps off the train, her eyes dart quickly across the gathered crowd. Then there, her dear Boris, still in his baker's smock. He must have dropped his early morning duties at his father's shop to come meet her. Her heart skips a beat. The ovary releases the ovum. It travels down the fallopian tubes. Over the wheezing of the steam engines, a deep hum grows. It's coming from the sky. Dark shadows pass over the station, a whistling sound. Essa, her thoughts only a few seconds faster than the bombs, reaching out toward her dear Boris across the crowd. Their eyes lock. The moment freezes. A flash of smoke envelops him almost instantly. In the assault, German forces, almost 75% of the people in the hometown are killed. The rest, including Essa and for a time Borislav, huddle in a half-destroyed church. He is blind, his legs are missing, bandaged with torn bedsheets. Essa's egg will not be meeting a sperm, it dissolves. About 2 weeks later, Boris loses his grip on life. Essa has given up her rations to keep Boris alive, but in the end, nothing can save him. Since the lining of the uterus is not needed for a pregnancy, it comes out through the vagina. Essa vows to survive. She sets off to join the Polish resistance as a daring spy and saboteur. Another ovum starts to develop in one of the ovaries and proceeds to begin again. It is incredible how the female body knows how to prepare for a pregnancy. Note from the teacher, see me. I will let you make of that what you will, because I already probably shouldn't have read it. I write to inform you that unfortunately Mercury Books will be unable to publish a follow-up to The Accidental Pariah. Despite the low sales of The Accidental Savior, we went ahead with the publication of the second book in hopes of the John Russell series catching on. However, sales of the second book have in fact been lower than those of the first. And so our stewardship in the series must end here. It has been a pleasure working with you. All best. Oof. Oof, ouch, owie. Alright, let's keep going, I guess. Yeah, lots, like I said, very environmental storytelling in this one. You just kind of got to go with it. I didn't mean that.
So you know what they say about the best laid plans of mice and men? Yeah, turns out it applies to Street Fighter too. At least I worked up the courage to walk into the 7-Eleven and ask for a turn, but all that practice at home did not exactly translate in the wild. So after I was finished getting my butt kicked, I followed them outside while they smoked. And that was when she asked me if I was that psycho house girl. But then she said she's always really wanted to see the psycho house. Her name is Lonnie. She's coming over tomorrow.
Hi, Lonnie. So if you wanted to come over to my house still this afternoon, that'd be cool. I can drive. It's kind of far, but I can drive you home, too, so hopefully that's fine. Right back and leave this in my locker if you still want to, and we can meet in the parking lot after 6th. Samantha. Yeah, I'm totally in. See you there. Then I'm going to kick your butt. Get ready. God, imagine a world without smartphones, or even cell phones, let alone unsmart ones. That door's locked. Didn't see a key anywhere. Not that I'm being ultra thorough. Let's keep exploring elsewhere then. That's a map to check the position of the house. Yeah, I know. I figured that one out. Thank you, though. One of my trophies. Grab skull. Pick up my old trophy. Interesting. Holy Bible. There, hidden in the cupboard. Ooh, hello. And keep the Bible hidden in the cupboard so that it isn't there to be a bother, but it is there in case we need to banish a demonic spirit. Dear Jan, it's so good to hear from you again. All the new house business sounds quite the adventure. Remember the little dorm room we shared in freshman year when we were miserable fantasizing about our dream house? I always said I wanted a mansion, and you said you wanted a house in the woods. Look who got both. Somebody up there likes you. I could use some of that magic. Send me a lotto number. I'll play them. Seriously. But I shouldn't be complaining about this good old split level we've had since Bob and I transferred to Winnipeg. We just got new vinyl siding. Jealous yet? Let me know when you're over and if you ever want to trade places. So how are the girls doing? Has Katie left her big European adventure yet? Speaking of jealous, right back soon. I miss you, Rumi. Carol. What a white person letter that was. Locked. Okay, can't go there. So that was Mom's letter, and to one of Mom's friends, apparently. College bait. Controlled burn scheduled for Boone County. Boone County. Plumes of smoke will rise above the northeastern region of Boone County over the better part of next week. As a part of Forestry Service, run controlled burn of overgrown sections of Flint Lock National Forest. Forestry crews have been preparing the area for months. The burn operation will take place between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and possibly into Thursday, depending on the speed of progress, according to the Forestry Service. In addition to removing dead and overgrown vegetation, it can lead to wildfires and drier months. Operation will serve as a valuable training tool. Forestry Service firefighting personnel involved in senior college. Janice Greenbrier. Smoke will... Okay, so Mom's getting to do more forestry stuff. Neat. There's so many little stories woven through this little... There's so much... I love a dense game. It's why I love Luigi's Mansion is like one of my favorite Nintendo games. It's a very dense game. There's a lot of stuff to find. And I like worlds that feel lived in. You can find notes that exist, and it just feels reasonable because there's so much stuff and trash around. Notice of temporary personnel transfer. Date in the upcoming prescribed burn operation. A ranger with expertise in the procedure is being transferred to the station Please see attachment to the overseeing officer, Flintlock Forestry Station, senior conservationist Janice Greenbrier is charged with supervision of transferred personnel. The duration of the transfer will be based upon a performance evaluation as well as recommendation of overseeing officers. Light. Because it's too damn dark.
It's weird hanging out with girls. Daniel was around ever since I was little, and other girls? I don't know. But being around Lonnie is like instantly just right. I gave her the grand Psycho House tour and took my revenge on Super Nintendo. And it was like, I don't know, I finally found someone I feel normal around. I drove her home and she gave me this tape and said, "You have got to listen to this." I haven't stopped playing it since.
Sam, stop leaving every damn light in the house on. You're as bad as your sister. That's me. Well, could call again. He wants a Nintendo game. To whom it may concern, I, Samantha Greenbrier, am 17 years old and am therefore an independent, fully functional human being. The fact that you still forbid me from going to the city on my own is frankly absurd. Compared with Katie, who is only 3 years older than me, and yet allowed her to go all the way across the ocean to another country on her own. I just want to spend an evening normal, totally safe sitting on my own like a human being, and since you may also remember that I have my own car now, you can't really stop me. Mobile, cool schmool. Again, all of this is copyrighted, so I can't play it. Sam, I think creative writing track would be perfect for you, Miss Blacklock? It's a creative writing college. I'm not going to read everything. We've already been reading a lot of stuff. Adventurous the Cat returns. Oh, hello. Chun-Li moves. Fireball, hold back and then punch. Lightning kick, 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 kick. Helicopter kick. Hold down, then up and kick. Air stomp, down and heavy kick. Nope, medium kick while jumping. Sliding door. Scrutinize. Scrutinize? Oh. Journey of Crystal. Super Spitfire! God, old games. The best in the worst ways. So I'm guessing this is our sister's room. Turn on every light. Pacific Institution of Art. Brother 150. This is the one me and my dad are building. Want to go for a ride when it's done? I assume that's not our dad. Our dad doesn't seem like that type of person. Exclusive Groove. Exclusive AIDS in Africa. Soul Asylum Live. Eddie Vedder. Weezer. Ah, didn't want to pick it up again. Hello, Thunder. It's Steggy. I love that grabbing things is in the mental state of the character. Like the character, when she grabs something, is when the character grabs something, like you can see what she thinks of it. Mr. Benchley observed Miss DeSoto wearing a t-shirt with an unacceptable image on the front, a large beer can labeled Pabst Blue Ribbon. Miss DeSoto was sent to the guidance counselor's office. Given the option to turn her shirt inside out, change into a shirt from her gym locker, or be suspended for the rest of the day, chose suspension. Father called, but there was no answer. Was called, but there was no answer and no answering machine. Miss DeSoto must return this form tomorrow, signed by her father. Didn't do that. That was Lonnie. That was our sister's new friend. Got your number. Who's got a crush on you? It's the old dating game. King's Labyrinth, Chapter 2, Fraying Threads. Captain Allegra, still in her flowing skirt and sturdy jerkin, descended the single shining thread into the lower cavern of the labyrinth. She and the first mate on their own now grew closer to their goal, the throne room of the dead immortal king of the island. The first mate slid down the line onto the stone floor. She swept chalky bone dust from in front of her canvas trousers and looked at Allegra. The silken thread, nigh unbreakable thanks to the enchanted moths that inhabited the island, trailed behind, leading their way back to the entrance. From further into the labyrinth, a moaning began to echo. The moaning grew louder, clearer, and turned into words from some form of ancient language that could not be understood. The king's cursed voice. The hairs on Captain Allegra's arms stood on end. She looked back at the first mate, whose eyes remained locked on the blackness of the passage for a moment, too long before noticing the captain's gaze. The first mate nodded silently ahead. Following the king's ghostly song deeper and deeper into the labyrinth, they came upon a rocky gap spilling forth otherworldly blue light. The great basin of the dead king's throne room lay below. Skeletal in rotted robes, the king was hunched over the blue orb, topping his royal scepter. Shadows of his bony fingers danced on the walls like ghouls. As he sang, wailing souls flowed in one by one through the cracking in the cave walls, pulled into the orb, causing it to glow brighter and brighter. Behind the king, a long staircase hewn from the rock led down in the chamber to form passage at the top. Allegra said, "We have the advantage in numbers. I will draw his attention, and then you..." But the first mate interrupted. "No, I'm smaller and quicker. You know of dealing with mystic energies like these. I'll circle around to the other side and get the king's attention and lead him on a merry chase." She held up the silk line, all traced by this invisible thread, of course. Allegra said, It's a good plan, but perhaps we should go together." The first mate shook her head. "You know this is our best chance. Don't be afraid for me." They grasped hands and exchanged 3 tight squeezes, their palms growing warm. The first mate tied the shining thread to the belt of her trousers and gave a quick salute and dashed off. Allegra waited, staring vigilantly across the top of the stairs where the first mate was to appear. The king continued his wait. No! The singing stopped. The king turned and began walking up the stairs. Allegra wanted to call out, do anything to stop the first mate from running headfirst into danger. She tried tugging on the line to signal her. No use. The king was nearly at the top of the stairs when the first mate burst through the passageway. She skidded to a stop. Even from the yawning basin, Allegra could see the first mate's eyes grow wide. She turned and ran. Summoning his undead power, the king left the ground, levitating, gliding behind her with distressing speed. From some dank passage much too far away, Allegra heard the first mate scream. She was already running towards the sound. The line in Allegra's hand went taut, then shuddered, and fell slack to the stone floor. As Allegra ran, she was gathering line, twisting it around her arm. She came to its end. The unbreakable thread dangled limply, its end shredded and frayed in her hand. She tossed it to the ground and ran. Another Bible. Oh, cat collar. Maybe dog collar. Nation. Somewhere around here. Let's see, where did I put that combination? It's not going to be too obtuse. Special, adorable, merry, affectionate, nice, thoughtful, honest Admiral. Yeah. Ooh. Hi, Lonnie. I wrote this first period and left this in your locker on the way to school. It's what all the cool kids are doing, I've decided. Write me back. Also, here's an idea for you. How to draw 2 cats on a motorcycle. Hey, this is a good idea. What all the cool kids are actually doing is sending each other pages on their beepers. But we're cooler than them because guess what? They can't put this on a beeper. Your drawing of cats is so good that I added a background to make it even better. Maybe I should just stick to writing, though. I like it. How did you know they were about to get abducted by aliens? I'm looking at Mr. Fish right now. I feel like he would probably have lots of cats. Also, like his secret shame is that he watches 90210 religiously. I'll ask him about it after class. He said he doesn't have cats, and also that he's never watched 90210. But I could see his eyes, he was lying. It'll be Hawaii 90210. Ooh. C-. Not a challenging assignment. Metal plaque for family portrait. Reasonable subject but not complex. When I said that mom and dad should be replaced with parents, names, I did not mean just add them underneath. Acceptable leveling on edges and show more pride. Interesting. Alright, I did a quick look up because I couldn't remember, and we can't open that locker yet without just jumping way ahead in the story, so my bad, I just couldn't remember. Samuel, you want to see Pulp Fiction after school at the Coliseum? It came out last weekend and Todd won't shut up about it, so either it's good or we can make fun of him for liking it. My mom's supposed to cook dinner for us tonight for a change, but I can't. I can just ditch on it probably. What time? Also, isn't that movie supposed to be really violent? Am I going to barf? According to Todd, it's pretty hardcore. I guess Uma Thurman gets stabbed in the heart with a heroin needle, so that's kind of hilarious. Also, something about cheeseburgers is important. Todd wants to see it again. 7:15, okay, don't barf. Alright, see you then. Wild color, red right hand. Semi-permanent hair color, not tested on animals.
Lonnie brought her hair dye over today. She said, I need to fix these roots. Think you could help? Dyeing hair is weirdly intimate. I don't know if I've touched someone else's scalp before. That's pretty intimate, right? It felt intimate. We looked in the mirror together after, and I expected her to say something about how it looked crappy or good or whatever. But that's when she said, "You're so beautiful." And she was looking at me. Right in that moment, I wanted to say something, but I waited, and the moment was gone.
So, I'll be curious to hear if anyone bothers to tell me if where we're heading is a surprise or not. This game came out quite a few years ago at this point, and things were different then. The way some things were perceived was different. Yikes. There's nothing I don't hate right now. Found a condom in the parents' bedroom. Dear Mom, Dad, and Sam, I'm in the channel. This is my second passage to the channel. I'm on my way back from London, this time going to Brussels, Belgium. Sorry I didn't write you on the way to London, but I was too excited about the channel. London was great. Dad, I know you've always wanted to visit, and I think you really should. You'd love it. If you wanted to come back here as a family sometime, I guess I could be convinced. I'm going to let that hang on screen for a moment. You can pause and read it if you like, but I'm getting a little burned out on reading the side notes. But needless to say, they're very good, and there's lots of hidden story in there that isn't just the main story we're going through with the voiceover stuff. I'm not saying you should ignore it, just that I've already read a lot today. After the honeymoon, recovering your spouse personally, spiritually, sexually. Yikes. Ugh. I love that those are in the characters' thoughts. Why was this light on? That's weird. Use florals and still lives. So the parents have their own things going on. Part of the reason I didn't want to say what was going on. Sam's dark room, do not enter if red lights are on. Is because this game kind of fakes out being a horror game. And it isn't really. But it kind of fakes out being one at first, and I think that's really interesting. Katie, Mom and Dad are going to make up the guest room for you to stay over in the summer, but you came home on such short notice that they weren't around to do it. You can use my room if you want. I won't be needing it anymore, Sam. Composition book. Ghost Hunter's Journal. Sighting Journal. August 31st, 1994. Tall shadow was in the upstairs hall. When I rounded the corner, no one was there. How tall was Uncle Oscar? Note, I was not wearing my glasses. September 3rd. A faint voice coming from the bottom of the stairs. I said hello, did not investigate, probably the furnace. 9th. Poured milk from carton in the fridge. It was spoiled. Pretty sure I read that spirits can sour milk. Milk was bought just yesterday. Ghost milk. Lonnie says she feels a pressure in the TV room. I suddenly began to feel cold. We built a protective pillow fort. Lonnie and I employ Ouija board as medium. Disturbing messages are conveyed from the other side. Oscar is definitely here. Enlisted Lonnie to stay up all night and help patrol premises, recording any signs of otherworldly presence. Lonnie reported many sightings, but all remain unconfirmed. Possible ectoplasm in the attic, probably due to leaky roof. Sample taken just in case. Despite our best efforts, we both fell asleep around 4 a.m. All in all, a successful night. I love it. I love it. It is the thing I love. Ghost hunting, super fun. Performance evaluation. Did great on everything. Good job. Painting. Beat the devil out of it. Halloween show. Don't forget your costume, the Misfits.
Sometimes you just have to lie to Mom and Dad. Like when Lonnie asked me to see a band with her and stay over at her friend's place in the city after. That's a lie to Mom and Dad's situation. But it was so worth it. The girls on stage were just so loud and real and awesome. And everybody was moving together like one huge tide of sound. Between two songs, Lonnie leaned over and said, "How do you like your first show?" I was so happy. I felt tears starting in my eyes. And then she up and hugged me. I think she could tell.
Lonnie, holy crap, I was in the library and I noticed something in the corner. I found a secret passage and it had Oscar's creepy old stuff in it? Oh my god, I've got to see this. We're skipping 6th period. Closet from Mom and Dad's room. Oh. Aww. Aww. Cute. So I'm guessing for most of, people who would be, hanging out here, maybe not. I think it's probably pretty obvious where this is going. Again, I said earlier, this is something that was very, very different for its time. It was a different time, and queerness was not anywhere near as open. So this game was really pushing for something that was not brand new. It's now, of course it's not brand new. Huh. Well, that seems concerning. Ghost Hunters, Sam and Lonnie, secret house investigation log. 3 more hidden compartments found. The library, upstairs hall, and the foyer. Evidence of supernatural discovered 0. Hidden compartments marked on map. And this connects to the library. So, like, honestly, it might still not be clear to some folks, especially way back when.
At Todd's brother's place after the show, there was only a futon to sleep on, so Lonnie and I shared it. The lights went out. I was turned toward her. My eyes started to adjust, and then I could see she was looking at me, too. In the dark, she smiled. My heart was beating so fast. I rolled over. I felt so, I don't know, nervous. After a minute, she put her arm around me and was so close and whispered in my ear, "I really like you." I just nodded my head, and I really hope she could tell. I really hope that she meant what I think she did. I felt like a shook-up can of soda ever since. I hope we have the chance to talk before I explode.
Second half of the code. Private do not read. Allegra and her scouting party peered down wearily into the dense canopy of rustling leaves from their perch high in the forest branches, mere feet away. Sunlight shone brightly off the inner ice walls of the glacial basin where the forest grew. It was a strange sight indeed, such lusciousness juxtaposed with frigid ice formations. Allegra leapt forward without hesitation, bounding through high branches. The first mate had been captured by the Green Glacier's Amazonian tribe. His life hung in the balance. We have to hurry. Allegra's party followed behind, moving quietly as a breeze through the greenery. Allegra landed in the clearing and shouted, "Stop!" She saw the Queen Amazonian up on her pedestal, reaching for the lever that would drop the first mate into the vat below. She shouted, "No!" and flung her saber at the Amazon's reaching hand, but it was too late. The first mate screamed as he fell toward the water, then splashed down, and all was eerily silent. Allegra looked on, frozen in fear and remorse. She had been a moment too late. But then from the vat something began to emerge. A head of dark brown hair, just like the first mate's. Then the shoulders and sleeves of his coat, soaking wet, but the figure stood and the water poured down. Allegra saw that the first mate had changed. He was no longer a man at all. In fact, what looked back in her face and eyes was the face, eyes, the hair, the hands, and body of a woman. Still in the first mate's clothes. Still the first mate, she spoke in a soft, clear voice. "Captain?" The Amazonian queen said, "She is one of us now. She is ours." Allegra drew her magical flintlock pistols from her belt, and the crew readied their swords. Allegra glared into the queen's eyes and said, "That's the love of my life. You can't have her." Don't read that one, for reasons. There are reasons you shouldn't read that one. I think I'll quickly grab the last of these little hidden compartments and then call our episode there. Like I said, it's very different depending on your context. It's changed a lot in the past several years, but this game really did a lot in its time, and I really like what it's doing. Hello. Who are you? Oscar. What do you want? To combat? And then they stopped. I mean, that's fair. That'd be weird. So next time we'll have to open the locker and see what else we learn. Thanks for joining me. We'll probably do the rest of this in one more episode. Like I said, it's just kind of a filler, but it's a game I really like, and I kind of want to talk about it when we get to the end. But thanks for joining me, and have a good one. Bye!